So when loading data into AQS, it's slightly different from loading raw data, as Chris had mentioned. So I just want to provide a quick overview in a couple slides. Here are two examples of pipe delimited QA transactions. There's a QA 1.QC check and QA annual performance evaluations transactions for gaseous analyzers. Also did a little quick screenshot of the AQS's QA transaction generator there. This is what I mentioned earlier. The generator is still available online, and it's used to generate QA transactions in the pipe delimited format. So basically, you just simply parameterize the QA transaction generated with your tribal AQS codes from the drop-down lists, and then include your audit points or your QC checkpoints. One thing to keep in mind, just be sure to click on update within that generator so that it updates with the latest AQS tribal codes and your tribal AQS information. So, okay, QA data submission process. When it comes to QA data, you want to log in again to ENC as you would if you were going to submit raw data to AQS using a pipe delimited text file or referred to as flat file. The only difference is that in the final processing step, you want to select stage file from the drop-down list, but everything else stays the same. You will then log into AQS and go to the Aqs Batch Form and load the data file. So in the Aqs Batch Form under History and Status, you will see that your QA file has been staged to AQS. Be sure that your QA file in the History and Status file is highlighted, then go to Process Control. In that section of the Batch Form, you will see the Load button, the Load File button. You just click on that button to load the QA data to AQS. So hopefully you just got a quick idea of how to load QA data to AQS, but just remember that the load data is only viewable by the screen group. In this case, it would be your tribal staff that has AQS access. Raw data on that hand will go to post, and post data is viewable by the public or anyone who has AQS access. So I'll play a quick short video on loading files to AQS in this remainder time here.
This training assumes that a file has been through the stage process, but has gone no further in AQS. After logging in, select Batch from the menu bar. The Process by File tab shows a summary of all the processing that has been performed by AQS for a submitted file. The History and Status area shows a list of files that have been submitted and the most recent action performed. Each row is an individual file. The Load area provides a summary of what happened to each record in the file during all the load processes. The Post area provides a summary of the file with respect to the post processes. The Process Control area allows the user to review results of earlier process files and perform additional processing. The Process Control area only acts on the file that is highlighted in the History and Status area. Loading the file moves the submitted data into the main AQS database and performs field validation and relational checks. The Post process is necessary for raw data. It moves data from where it can only be seen by members of a select screening group to where it can be seen by any AQS user. You should now be able to load files using AQS.